Hi, welcome to today's training session. We are going to be working on accounts today. So, how we search on accounts, how we have different types of accounts like employers, property managers, property owners, programs, other, a lot of flexibility in how we're tracking account. The naming convention for accounts, as well as how do we use sites, what are the required fields, and how do we use notes. We talked about mostly the main ones are employers, property managers. Programs are used for marketing automation. So sometimes we will need to have these turned on when we are working with our marketing automation application, and then, of course, others. So with that, we'll get right into it. So we maybe or have the need to create an account. We've looked and we can do a search and see, does that account exist? Well, we see we might have an SAP account, but we've got a new contact coming in, and we do a search on that, and then we say, oh, we do not have that contact. That account. It does not exist. I need to assign a commuter profile, a contact, a lead to that account. So we will go ahead and create a new account. Go into accounts and hit the new button. In this case, pretty much everything will default to employer. Those are the ones that we use significantly. Again, these other ones, as we go through other training sessions, may be needed. And if you have property managers that you're adding to your outreach solution, you can collect those and the information that are specific to property managers. So with that, we encourage you to use the Dun & Bradstreet name for the account. Now, every now and then we will have smart information about that account, but the account site is used for really showing the different locations. Like an SAP might be an example where you have 3 different buildings, or a Bank of America might have 10 different buildings. And we use account site to differentiate the different locations. SRP Park is the account site. You can use address. You can use anything to identify where is that account site. We can put in that account nickname so we can help search for it better. The billing address is just that location that you use, that location's address. So right there is the location address. And we put that address in there, and Google actually verifies it, and we get to put the full address in here for that location. And additional information, so those are the main pieces of information that you have to have. The next one that we have to have is we have to have a standard. Standards are calculations used for the background. It is kind of like a system default. Active is the standard default for most of our deployments. It has to have that populated. You say, Steve, why can't you pre-populate that? Well, sometimes that standard changes, so we don't pre-populate for everyone. Those are the main fields that we need populated when we're creating an employer account. And as you see, there's other fields that we can populate as time goes on. And that is today's session. So if you wanted to associate any of the contacts, you may have a contact that you have created and you can associate it with that account. Let's see what we have out here. I think we have a commuter profile there. We can update that commuter profile to have it associated to that account. That is all for today's session. Thank you very much.